Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, just recently, Lil Nas X took to the internet with some more shenanigans. I've said before, after making a video concerning some of the stuff that this young man has done, that one, he is a clout chaser. Number two, he is a hypocrite. And number three, he is a coward. We've said this before, going all the way back to whenever he first started doing these shenanigans, pulling these kinds of stunts. Allegedly, he claimed he was upset because somebody from the Christian community offended him, disrespected him. So he started doing all kinds of stuff that was disrespectful, that was really like a slap in the face to God. And I'm still trying to understand how much sense does that make? Because in essence, he has become the same people who he claimed hurt him. Actually worse because of all the stuff that he has done, he's gone out of his way to do. And at this point, the joke is on him. Anybody he's really offending, it's himself because of all the stuff that he has done. And people have said it before, God is not mocked. What you sow, you shall reap. While he's, like I said, losing his soul, selling his soul, partnering with Satan and everybody else demonic to get his point across and do what he wants to do and not be held accountable, he is going to have to be held accountable for everything he chose to do. And God is not accepting any excuses of, oh, well, this person did this person did that. Because at the end of the day, it was how did you react? How did you respond? So the shenanigans that he's pulling now that got him all the backlash that he's getting is him talking about he's going to enter in his, and I quote, Christian era with this new song that he put out. And people were trying to confront him and say, like, we don't care nothing about your song after everything you did and said that was very disrespectful, very blasphemous, actually. And you can't just pick up Christianity like a handbag whenever you feel like it. There are rules, regulations, and laws to this. Like somebody else said, I believe on Twitter, Christianity, God is not an era. It is a lifestyle that you live. When you decide to follow Christ, when you decide to follow Jesus, Yeshua, you put down all the things that he hates, all the things that stinks in his nostrils, all the things that offends him, and you take up your cross and you do the right thing. You do what's godly. You live a set apart lifestyle. And if you can't handle that, then you don't call yourself a Christian. And I know and I understand that there's a lot of people who call themselves Christians who really aren't. They're very raggedy in their walk with Christ. But that is between them and God. It is not right, nor is it fair to judge other people who are living the right way as Christians, or any follower of Yeshua for that matter, by some of these other raggedy Christians and their lack of accountability for how they walk and how their walk is with Christ. Of course, like every single time he comes on the internet with this bullcrap, he has something to say, some bullcrap response to justify what he said, what he did. Once again, talking about some, oh, well, I can still get on my knees. You don't know what that means. Not going to say it blatantly because it's vulgar for multiple reasons. Like, I don't just have to get on my knees to pray. I can get on my knees to do other things while also calling myself a Christian. No, you actually can't. If you actually picked up a Bible, which I realize most of these people on the internet who like to use scriptures don't really do, you would know how God feels about that. You would know what he says about that in his scripture. I'm not going to go into that in this video. Anybody can pick up a Bible and they could read it. And as a sidebar, the Bible is a book for people who read it, who are willing to break it down and understand it, study it, live by it, and who make the person, the God who inspired it, the Lord of their life. It's not for anybody else. So if you want to do this half in, half out thing like what he's trying to quite blatantly do, it's not for you. Like, point period blank. I don't mean to offend anybody or come off as, insensitive, but I'm very serious and I get very triggered when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I'm not going to mince my words while telling the truth. Like I said, nobody should be surprised by this reaction that he has because this is what he always do. This is the pattern that he always follows. He does some crazy mess. He's very disrespectful. Like I said, very blasphemous, very, very disrespectful towards God and the people who he's always aiming at. But he's the first person to yell about how he feels like people are calling him out because of his sexuality, because he's gay, because he's a homosexual. No, son, it's because of the goofy stuff that you do and say. And people take up for him all the time instead of making it about what it really is about. Then he needs to stop doing this stuff because it is wrong, point period blank. Now, one person I never thought I would come into agreement with was Tyrese. I have to give it to him. I have to give it to him for real, y'all. He came onto the internet. He said, y'all gonna learn one day to stop playing with God, okay? God is not to be trifled with. The fact that he has been able to go this far and do all of what he's done without God checking him, people really don't understand. Like, back in the day, back in the Bible days, people were getting struck dead for some of the stuff less than what we've been doing out here. So we're really blessed. We're living on an extension of an extension of an extension of grace and mercy from God. The fact that he didn't take the breath out of his body after he did that music video, y'all know what the music video I'm talking about. He really needs to be thanking God right now. But like I said, that mercy and that grace, that extension, I do believe comes to a limit at some point in time. Once again, he is going to reap what he sows because God is not mocked. With all the people taking up for him, it's not going to be all fun and games when he has to take the consequences, especially the spiritual consequences for what he has done. And this is what I was talking about when I said that he was a clout chaser. Like I said before, he knows that this kind of controversy is going to get him attention. He does this every so often to have all eyes on him. And people were saying people are not paying him attention, and that's the truth. Although the sad thing is, while he's over here playing games with his soul and his salvation, people are out here for real praying for him, praying for his soul, hoping that he would actually get it together so he doesn't end up in a bad place at the end of the day. But this is all just one big joke to him. This is all just clout for him so that he could get attention again and act like he ain't done nothing wrong. And I called him a hypocrite because, see, it's all fun and games and him saying he can get down on his knees for multiple reasons and still be a Christian and not actually live a righteous life and a holy and a godly life. But then when the other Christians who y'all don't like, the pastors and the men and women of the cloth mess up, they fall from grace, they make honest mistakes because they're human just like everybody else. And they need that same grace and mercy extended to them that a lot of people will gladly extend to some of these celebrities who are doing some of the most heinous, ungodly, and satanic mess. They don't want to give them that extension of grace and mercy. They say, oh, you're not a real man or woman of the cloth because if you were, you wouldn't have done that. They don't want to hear that, though. They don't want to keep it a buck. That's what I'm talking about when I say the hypocrisy. But once again, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to point that out. Once again, all of us are human. But some of us quite clearly are trying a lot harder and doing a lot better at trying to do the right thing and not just labeling ourselves Christians and still running to our faults, running to, like I said, ungodly things, while still trying to hold on to Christianity. Once again, it's not a purse, it's not a handbag, it's not a tote you can just pick up when you want to and then put it down when you want to and not actually live the lifestyle. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. That's what the Bible says, which means if that's what you're going to do, then you need to walk away from this other garbage that you're putting out that you've been doing and actually live the lifestyle and not be a hypocrite halfway in, halfway out. Another thing people have been pointing out, and I'm so glad that they have, they said, once again, why I called him a coward as well. You're not about to do this with these other religions. Let him get up on a public platform and say he's in his Islamic era, or God forbid, his Judeo era, his Jewish era. They will shut him down so quick because they don't play about their religion. You're not about to get up on a public platform, liken yourselves unto them, and then embarrass them or bring a reproach upon their name, upon their group, their demographic, their religion, their faith. You're not about to do that. I can guarantee y'all today, you can mark my words on the calendar, if he got on the internet and tried that goofy mess with anybody else, because like I said, these celebrities know who to mess with. They know who they can get away with messing with. If he got on the internet and said he was in his Islamic era, he would have some problems real fast. And once again, the sad part is anytime somebody tries to confront him about the truth, he cries homophobia. And I'm trying to understand, okay, well, what do you call you constantly taking shots, obvious shots at Christianity, at Christians, at God? What would you call that then? It's all fun and games when it's not you being targeted, when it's not you being disrespected. But like I said before, at this point in time, the only person he's disrespecting is himself and his own soul. If he wants to sit up and bring damnation onto his own soul by the things that comes out of his mouth and the things he chooses to do, that is on him. Nobody's here to babysit any of these celebrities or anybody for that matter. Everybody has their own actions to make. You got to be accountable for them at the end of the day. Despite what you went through, trauma, that's no excuse to do some raggedy mess, especially like the stuff that he's done. There's no justification for it, nor will there ever be. And for anybody that tries to be slick and try to make it seem like there is a justification, how about in that case, we all just start treating each other bad because of what we went through? How about your neighbor just comes up to you and mollywops you because somebody mollywopped them? You see how stupid that sounds? We got to start using common sense and doing the right thing. We got to bring that back. Make that trendy again. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a very blessed and beautiful day.